I want everybody I meet to remember me. Inside people's memories, I can live forever.
The flurry of dancing flames himself, Axel. Once a man by the name of Lee, Axel would lose his heart and become a nobody before being recruited into Organization 13 by its supreme leader, Xemnas. From there, Axel would become the ultimate assassin, backstabbing both allies and the traitors at Castle Oblivion. Axel would also befriend another nobody, one formed from the heart of a young hero, Roxas, alongside a special nobody known as Shion. The three would become best friends, and while it was short-lived, their friendship was something beautiful. So much so that Axel was willing to lay down his life just so the recompleted Sora could save his friends, all because he reminded Axel of a long-lost friend. But his story doesn't end here. After Axel vanished, his heart and body rejoined, recompleting him. Lee was born anew and had one goal in mind: help the wielders of light. Through his courageous actions, Lee miraculously manages to summon his own Keyblade, marking him a worthy candidate for the Guardians of Light in the war that was yet to come. Axel is a very interesting character. What was once a side character in a GBA game, Axel has become such a fan favorite even amongst the staff at Square Enix themselves that he rose the ranks and claimed main character status by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. But would that fan love be enough to get him a spot in Smash Bros? Well, it's not that far out of the question, and if it were to happen, how could he work? Through flames, chakrams, and Keyblade, Axel, or Lee, can make for a uniquely designed fighter that could shake up the fight. And today, we'll be going in depth on how he could work if he was given a chance in the ultimate fight. So you ready? Then let's go and ask the question, what if Axel joined Smash Bros?
Axel!
Wait, chakrams and Keyblades? I hear some of you saying to yourselves right now, and to that I say,
oh yeah.
Throughout the series, Axel has consistently wielded two giant chakrams. Even after becoming Lee again, he could still use them. Though, as mentioned, he became a Keyblade wielder after the events of Dream Drop Distance. Choosing only one weapon for Smash seemed kinda lame, honestly, so I decided, why not just use both? This is where the differentiation between Axel and Lee will blur a bit for this moveset. Most people know him as Axel, so that's what we'll be referring to him by, but by technicality, we're talking about Lee during this video. This is because his main weapon, or rather the main one he's holding, is his Bond of the Blaze Keyblade. Some say Flame Liberator, but the meaning is all the same. The trick that makes this work is that his Keyblade can form change into his chakrams, so various moves will have Axel use the chakrams instead of his Keyblade. These moves are generally better as he's more proficient in them. Not saying his Keyblade moves are bad, he's just clearly used a one weapon for a lot longer time, you know what I'm saying? Now that said, Axel's attacks cover lots of range no matter which weapon he's using, and he has an affinity for fire magic, so you're in for a good time with this video.
Everybody got that? Good!
Now this may surprise you, or you might have already expected this, but Axel will be a ranged pressurer type fighter. Axel has lots of range to his disposal, so use that to keep your opponents on their toes. Use various skills to lay on the pressure and take on the fight. Now despite being a pressurer, that doesn't mean all of his pressuring moves are conventional to say the least. You'll see what I mean later. Axel will be a mid-weight fighter, sitting a bit on the lower end of that scale with a 93. Now, movement-wise, Axel is pretty average. He's got slightly above average walk speed alongside an above average initial dash and run speed. Air movement-wise though, Axel is still doing solid with slightly below average airspeed and slightly above average fall speed. Shows you how competent in a fighter he really is. Axel will have 2 jumps and will have the added advantage of being able to wall jump.
Got it memorized?
Sorry, I had to use it at least once. At least once. We'll see if I use it again later. Now, Axel's ults really shouldn't be anything surprising. His default appearance will be his Organization 13 coat, which he wears both during and after his time in the organization. His second alt will be a blue recolor with silver and yellow accents. This is based on Axel's old friend, Syax. As Lee and Isa, the two were close, though through the organization, they began to drift apart. His third alt will be a dark gray and white recolor with golden hair and checkered patterns. This, of course, references both of Axel's friends from within the organization, Roxas and Shion. Now his fourth alt will be a pink recolor with some blue tinted silver and green details. This comes from Marluxia, another member of the organization and a trader at Castle Oblivion. Now giving Axel a red recolor might be a bit on the nose. So that's why his fifth alt will be a red recolor, pulling from the colors used on his chakrams. His sixth alt will be a green recolor with some white and grayed out blue details. This comes from the young Keyblade wielder Ventus. Why then? Well, let's just say him and Lee's friendship might have made another that will last a lifetime. Alt 7 will change things up, as this will be Lee's casual outfit from the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Thank goodness he got new drip. Even though a lot of people don't like it. I like it. And Axel's 8th alt will be an orange recolor, pulling from a much younger version of Lee. Reminiscent of Twilight Town, is it not? Axel's stage entrance has him appear in a fiery blaze before he summons his Keyblade to fight. Now for taunts, Axel's Upton has him tap his head, saying his iconic line,
"Got it memorized?"
His Saiton has Axel transform his Keyblades into chakrams while engulfed in fire, stabbing one forward while spinning the other with his finger, all while shouting,
"Burn, baby!"
And his Downton has Axel spin his Keyblade around while he holds his hand out and says,
"Come here, I'll make it all stop."
And for victories, Axel's first has him engulf the area around him in fire before summoning his chakrams to his side and raising his head to give off an almost arrogant smile. His second has Axel form change his chakrams back into his Keyblade, spinning it around while saying,
"No one axes Axel."
Before tapping his head once more and saying,
"Got it memorized?"
one final time. And his final has Axel sit on top of Twilight Town's clock, eating away at some sea salt ice cream in victory. A simple victory at face value, but one that will grow in importance as the kit progresses. Speaking of which, let's get on with it! Axel's jab has him swing his Keyblade horizontally from right to left, then he throws it out in front of him for a buzzsaw attack, then finishes with a high-to-low vertical slash. The second hit is noticeably slower than the other two, but it's not so bad that it will mess up your flow. It can also rack up damage, leading into the third hit, which will launch opponents. Axel's forward tilt has him swing one of his chakrams horizontally right in front of himself, which can slightly be angled up or down. It deals solid damage, though has very short range. Think of it as a more reliable move at closer ranges and avoid using it when no one's around, as whiffing it yields some in lag. Axel's up tilt has him spin his Keyblade and throw it into the air. This is a slower move that does have some in lag, but it can work as an anti-air or just a general move that will catch airborne opponents off guard. Axel's down tilt has him use his Keyblade for a sweeping attack. It's not the strongest of attacks, but it comes out fairly quickly and can bounce opponents upwards. It also can be somewhat spammed, as it has little to no in lag, though a situation where this can be taken advantage of will be sparse. Now his dash attack is fun, as Axel takes his Keyblade and spins it around in multiple circles before he grabs it again and ends the attack. This has some start and in lag, but will deal heavy damage to opponents and can serve as a good kill option at higher percents. Plus it has great range, so racking up damage on opponents won't be difficult with this. Axel's forward smash has him charge his Keyblade, coating it in flames, then unleashing a powerful throw where the Keyblade arcs down before coming back up. It will go a fair distance forward and somewhat quickly, though its return will take a second. Even still, it's one of Axel's most powerful attacks, as this will be KOing at mid to high percents. Plus, given its range, opponents who think they're in the clear from this move will be caught off guard and suffer the consequences. Axel's up smash has him hold one of his chakrams down towards the ground while charging, before he unleashes it into the air, spinning around while bathed in flames. This move comes out fairly quickly, though will stay out for a while after release, dealing lots of damage to any opponent that gets hit by it. Reaching up high, this move will leave Axel wide open for an opponent to strike, and it won't be claiming stocks till much higher percents. Axel's down smash has him spin his chakrams around to charge before he unleashes a massive explosion of fire. This will be more reliable to KO with, though it is his slowest smash attack. At full charge, it has lots of launch power, plus it has very little in lag. This actually comes from... Oh god, sweet goodness, I gotta stop referencing a character's death scene as a smash attack. This is the second time now. Well, at least there won't be a third, right?
You're a grown-up now. I won't cover for you this time.
God damn it. Axel's neutral air has him launch both of his chakrams, causing them to spin around in a full 360-degree circle. Despite some very minor startup, this move is quick and covers a wide area around Axel, catching opponents off guard if they fail to predict the move. Axel's forward air has him spin his chakrams out in a figure 8. It's disjointed, allowing Axel to catch opponents off guard, especially if they were expecting something else to come out. It won't be dealing a whole ton of damage, and has some end lag though, so be careful. Axel's back air has him swing his keyblade upwards after turning around. Simple yet effective, this move comes out quick and deals solid damage to any hit opponents. Axel's up air has him swing his keyblade in a high overhead arc. It's a fairly simple move that will deal solid damage and cover a wide area. It can even lead into combos for more skilled players, but it will still be useful for beginners. Now his down air has Axel engulf his keyblade in flames and stab it downwards. This will rush him down a short distance, but won't send him into freefall. It deals great damage and can spike opponents, but has some in lag if he hits the stage. Axel grabs with one hand and pummels by kneeing the opponent. Nothing crazy, but it can rack up some quick damage. Axel's forward throw has him blast the opponent with fast-moving fire magic to launch them. This deals solid damage and knockback, but does suffer from poor knockback growth, meaning it's not going to be the most reliable move at higher percents. Now his back throw gets a bit more hands-on, as Axel turns around and chucks the opponent as far as he physically can. This is easily his weakest throw, but can be used well if paired with a long-ranged attack or a couple of upcoming special attacks. His up throw has Axel use fire magic to blow up the opponent, sending them flying upwards. Surprisingly, this will serve as his kill throw. Now his down throw will have Axel use the 358 days over 2 Firaga spell, having him cast a ball of fire that arcs up and back down to hit the opponent, which will launch them. It's very unconventional to say the least, but it does have great launch power to it. It's also just like a really silly version of a classic spell. Like, whoever designed this version of Firaga really deserves a raise. Alright, so Axel's specials are a blast to use, and given how he uses his chakrams for most of them, you know that this is where the real power comes in. Axel's neutral special is an age-old ability he's had since his first appearance. It'd be wrong not to give the man who chucks his weapons a projectile, and that right belongs to Firetooth. Axel engulfs his chakrams in flames before he throws them both out as they fly and spin before they return back to him. Like I said, these act as projectiles, but if he loses them to someone's pocket, he'll recall them as they return to his side as his Keyblade. Yup, that's another character who won't be losing their weapons to a pocket. These go a great distance, going just over half of most stages' length before returning to Axel, dealing solid damage in their wake. Any moves that use either of his weapons cannot be used while the move is out, though once the attack reaches its apex, you can recall it using the B button. He's not left without options, but you need to be careful with it. What more can I say? Fire Tooth will be a useful long-ranged attack for Axel, allowing him to keep the fight going from afar. Axel's side special is another age-old ability, and one that will give opponents a run for their money. Cause what's scarier than a moving wall of fire? No, not a ring of fire. I'm saving that for the Johnny Cash moveset. Axel throws out a moving wall of fire, which will continue to move until it hits someone or something. Why, yes, I am pulling from the original Chain of Memories version of this move for his moveset. It just felt better to use. This also acts as a projectile, though is much slower and can cover a longer distance, almost the full length of any stage if left uninterrupted. Don't bother trying to spam it though. If you do, Axel won't do anything. You can use it again after one dissipates or if it collides with something. Firewall is to collide with an opposing fighter. It will deal great damage with some pushback, but no aerial knockback in any way, shape, or form. It will also leave opponents staggered for a second, allowing you to aim for an easy follow-up. Firewall is a pretty situational move, and you don't want to overly rely on it, but it can be a very handy tool to pressure opponents with. Gang, can I say something? Axel might have the most fire-up special in name alone, and many would have missed it in the thrill of the moment and hype for what was happening on your screen. So what is it? Well, Axel's up special will be Prominence. Axel throws out his blazing hot chakrams around him before they return from whence they came. In the air, he spins them around in his hands to push him upwards while still on fire. Don't worry, these won't act as projectiles. They're just a ranged attack here. When used in the air, Axel is pushed a fair distance upwards, with both versions dealing solid damage and shockingly good knockback. This can also KO opponents at the top of the screen if an opponent is at mid to high percents. Its KO rate on the ground isn't as good, but it'll still be fairly reliable of a kill move at those much higher percents. Unsurprisingly, the aerial version will put you into freefall after use. Prominence is awesome in name but simple in execution, giving Axel a solid recovery tool to aid him in his fight. God, that Guardians of Light fight goes so hard. Now let's get real wild for a second here. We have yet to pull from Axel's boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, but that's all about to change. As for his down special will be a Prism of Flames. Axel spins his Keyblade around, using it to ignite the ground around him with fire. If any opponent is to stand on the fiery ground, they will take weak flinching damage rapidly, causing them to take a lot of damage if they stay on it for too long. This will only last on the stage for a short amount of time, around 5 to 7 seconds, with that number fluctuating depending on the game mode. Stock battle is 5 seconds and time battle is 7 seconds, so this will cause you to change your strategy a bit depending on what game mode you're currently playing. While the attack is out, and for a brief period afterwards, Axel will use his Keyblade to perform a quick buzzsaw attack, dealing moderate damage to opponents. That's right, no spamming this move either, that'd be too broken. A wild card move for sure, Prism of Flames allows Axel to keep the pressure up in a whole different way, with stage control. Didn't expect that one, did you? Axel's specials are fun to say the least, allowing you as the player to get funky with your moves and mishmash your gameplay loop to your desires. That said, I can imagine if this is a little too overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff to keep memorized, you know?
And this is an insane amount to get memorized.
Now we move on to the final element of this kit, and this will be something special. Why? Well, some who have been here for a while might remember back in Roxas version 2 that I said his version 1 Final Smash will come back one day in another moveset. And well, that day is today. Cue it! Axel's Final Smash was too easy to come up with. I knew what it would be before I even made the rest of the moveset. It was the first thing I settled on, and damn it, I'm sticking to it. For Axel's Final Smash, him and his friends will use the team attack, Thinking of You. After unleashing the power of the Smash Ball, Axel channels his chakrams, bathing them in flames and shouting,
Going somewhere?
as he throws his weapons forwards. If they are to connect with an opponent, it will take said opponent to a special cinematic screen where Axel, Roxas, and Xion prepare to strike. From here, Roxas and Shion rush into the opponent with their keyblades outstretched, as Axel continuously throws his chakrams into the opponent while airborne. After a short period of time, Roxas and Shion perform a cross slash into the opponent, before Axel spins his chakrams and slams him into the ground, engulfing the opponent in flames to end the attack off. This deals high damage to the opponent, launching them far after completion, and automatically KOing any opponent over 130% of damage. Oh, and if you win with this final smash, it will automatically play his third victory, where Roxas and Shion will join him on the clock tower, as the three enjoy their sea salt ice cream together. Thinking of you, the bond of three friends formed under the twilight sky, now turned into a deadly onslaught, forged in the flames of hope. And that does it for What If Axel joined Smash Bros. A character beloved by many, Axel can weave his way into the fight with unique weapons and moves, keeping you from forgetting him. Axel is such a fun character, both in terms of the story himself, but also designing him in Smash Bros. Because there's many different ways you can go about this. I think most people would probably stuck to the chakrams for this entire moveset, and you know what? I had debated on it too, because that's more technically inaccurate, or not inaccurate, but is more in character and accurate, but I'm calling him Axel throughout the whole video, so him using the Keyblade's kind of weird, but you know, he even tells Kairi to call him Axel in Kingdom Hearts 3, so... but I figured that having a character that solely focused on the form change aspect that was introduced in Kingdom Hearts 3 especially would be kind of fun, and this is the character to do it with. I don't think you could do it with Sora reasonably, but if you have the character who's like, here's my Keyblade, and here's my chakrams, oh my gosh! And it's just fun, right? I thought so. This is one I've been brewing up in the back of my head for a long time, and then got viewer requested, so it kind of worked out that way, you know? And, there we go. Granted, it's April and it was supposed to happen at the end of March, but it's fine. We're not gonna talk about it. Now having Axel done, this also completes the Sea Salt trio and Kingdom Hearts getting their own movesets, and that's kind of awesome to see. You know, 2 Roxases, a Shion, and an Axel, and it's like, man, this is great. Although now thinking about it, I think I could totally do another Roxas moveset. They're older ones, and I feel like I could do better now. I kind of want to do Roxas again. I kind of want to make a third Roxas moveset. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then first of all, I'm glad. Second of all, you can like the video, you can comment, or you can subscribe. If you enjoyed this video so much, you can actually check out more videos like it, because there's a link in the playlist. It's a playlist, a link in the description down below. Can you tell I don't write this stuff out, okay? This playlist contains the entirety of the Smash Bros. Theory Kit series from when it first started to the current day. And let me tell you, gang, oh my god, there's so many Kingdom Hearts movesets. If you're addicted to the series just as much as I am, oh, you're gonna be fed for days. You're gonna be fed for days. Now, with all that said, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all next time. And just before we finish the video off, one final thing. Got it memorized? Bye-bye.